Hi guys, Allison here. Happy Fused Glass Friday. As you can see, I'm doing a bit different of a video this week. I am just showing you the absolute chaos that my studio is in right now. I had a pretty big show this past weekend. It was 2 days and my work area just kind of looks like a bomb went off in it. So when I sat down to film a video today, I couldn't even do it. The clutter and the chaos, I just couldn't be creative in. So I definitely needed to spend today and the time that I typically film my videos, I really felt like I needed to spend that time cleaning this area up. So I figured why not film it? Maybe somebody would find it interesting. I sometimes like to watch like organizational videos. I really enjoy organizing, which is can be frustrating when I feel like a glass studio is so terribly hard to keep organized, but I do try. So I figured I would sort of share this process with you guys. That bin that I'm putting stuff in there is sort of just ongoing projects or projects that didn't quite work out that I don't know what to do with. Those smaller bins are just for smaller scraps. I have a bin for stringers, a bin for larger scrap glass, and a bin for smaller scrap glass. And then all of the little square containers that I'm using, that's where I put like really tiny bits. I'm sure you've seen them in my videos where it's basically I'm making my own frit. So this container that I'm pulling out, I collect pieces that I will then fuse into frit balls, aka dots. So I do kind of go through and sometimes cut the scraps down when it gets out of hand. I'm basically just like, taking ones out, putting them where they need to go, consolidating all of these different little cups, and trying to get my table back into somewhat of an organized state so that I can definitely focus on being creative, because I find the mess just totally distracting. So now moving over to my second work surface, this table is a relatively recent Amazon purchase and it's been great. This has allowed me to store my Dremel and my Dremel drill press, and I can use it on this table, whereas before I was sort of moving it back and forth when it was and wasn't in use. So that's way more convenient for me. And here I also have set up my mini beetle bits cutting stations. That's where I cut larger pieces, or if I needed to cut a straight line with a ruler guide, that's where I use that. And then most recently I also bought a circle cutter, just like a cheap one off of Amazon that actually works pretty well. So now I can cut circles at home as well. What you see me sort of putting into those containers, those are all different colored pre-fired dots that I've made. I try to keep them separated by color, but they do kind of get mixed up, and oh look, there's more. There's a whole sort of variety tray that I found under there, so I'm just gonna put that all into a container and basically deal with it later. These trays, these like large flat white trays, are actually lids to other containers that I have. I think I got them at Bed Bath & Beyond. I really like how they're just, they're not very deep, so if I need to find like a specific color stringer or something, sometimes I'll pour some stringers out and then I can sort of sift through them a little bit easier, so I do like having those on hand. I have some storage underneath, so I'm just trying to clear off the surface, put some of these bigger glass pieces away so that I have some room to work here. I might set up my photography station on this table. I typically do it in front of not this window that you can see here, but there's another window to the left of the drill press. That's typically where I take photos, but it's not ideal, so I kind of have to play with that a little bit. I'm putting all of the drill bits next to the drill press. I just got some new sort of larger circle ones that won't work with that Dremel. I have to use a different drill, so we'll see how that works. This whole area needs a lot of work. It's sort of organized. This is where I keep all of my jewelry findings. I'm putting some bubble wrap in there, tissue paper, shipping boxes, and then the top shelf is like where I have my macro camera lens and some camera stuff up there. So now I'm just repacking up some of these little succulents that I had at the show that I did this weekend. I don't bring every single thing that I've made to shows because it's too much. So I do kind of condense everything in more easy to carry containers, and then when I get home I have to then unpack everything and get it all reorganized. So I was definitely putting off doing that for a couple days. So here I am adding the earrings that I didn't bring to the show back into this little wooden container, which is really great for it's like easy to flip through and see what earring pairs I have. So when someone buys one on Etsy, I can just flip through and find the right pair. I definitely need to get more organized with those. I'm considering in the future just having earrings that I have listed on Etsy and not bringing those to shows and just keeping them completely separate so that I don't have to deal with which pair did I sell? Let me make sure I take it off Etsy so I don't accidentally, sell it twice. Most of my jewelry is like one of a kind. Although I do have some designs that I can replicate easily, but for the most part, it's just a one of a kind piece. So that's something that I struggle with. If anyone has any advice for how you deal with that, I've just been giving them each a SKU number and then having to remember to take the SKU number down if I sell it at a show and then take it off of Etsy when I get a moment. So that's what I'm currently doing. Yeah, well, a lot of earrings. Every time I have them all in one place, I can't believe how much stuff I've made. Alright, so now that I have all the earrings in there, I'm just gonna look for some room on this shelving unit I have here. This side, the shelving unit, is where I keep all of my finished products. So as you can see, all the bins on the bottom are full of different things I've made. I try to label them, although sometimes that changes when I'm packing up a show. And I have the earring tray that I just put down, putting necklaces and bracelets as well. And then the very top shelf that you can't see, it's a really skinny shelf, but that's where I have like more expensive, larger pieces that I have bubble wrapped, and I think there's only 4 up there. So just trying to figure out the best way to package everything. Oh, these are these little miniature rooms that I make. They're 4x5, and I keep them in a cardboard box like this. They don't fit into the plastic shoe bins that I have for other projects, but I store them vertically in a cardboard box. That seems to work for me. However, the cardboard box got wet, so I did need to change it out because I picked it up and almost thought that the bottom was going to fall out, so that would have been very bad with all of those pieces in there. So I changed that out. What am I doing here? These are sets of wine charms. So I'm just consolidating, putting them in a little container. Found more random earring cards. My desk is such a mess. This was driving me crazy. I've been putting off cleaning up this area for so long. Oh, total chaos. Those are price labels, random projects, chapstick, post-it notes, Lots and lots of coasters for some reason. So, utter chaos basically. But it's already looking better. So this was actually pretty funny. I found in this blue container wine bottle stoppers that I forgot I had, and then also some other ornaments that I kind of forgot that I had made and probably should have brought to the show, but that's okay. I need to figure out a better place to put them so that maybe I remember to bring them to the next one. So that's good that I found those and have them in a better setup that I can see it more easily. I think that was the problem, is that blue container is so deep that the stuff I kind of didn't even see what was in there. So getting rid of a lot of stuff, throwing stuff out, recycling. A lot of the cardboard I'm probably going to use, I started composting, so I can definitely use that in my compost. So at least it's not going to a landfill. So I have some like random decals, random shapes that I cut out of kiln paper with my silhouette machine at one point, like maybe 6 years ago. It's been a long time. Some paperwork that I'm going through. I keep a lot of my like business related stuff in this green container thing. So trying to keep up on that. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that's piled on my desk, I had no idea why I would even put it there, so gotta get everything back where it belongs. Have some twine, a project, so much random stuff. Oh, light bulbs, that's what's in that little cardboard box, is light bulbs for night lights. These guys are spice jars that at one point I had been using for spices. That was a very long time ago. I then started using them for small pieces of glass and for dots. They don't owe me anything at this point. I'm just going to recycle them. I don't feel comfortable like trying to give them away as spice jars because they've been used for glass, so I don't think they should be used for food. So I'm okay just recycling them. And of course I need to sweep. We do have 2 dogs, so even though they're not allowed in my studio, their hair does end up in here, which is pretty funny. So gotta sweep, all the time, sweep up the dog hair and the glass bits as well. So just about done cleaning up my studio. I am very happy to have a more clean and organized place to be creative. So I will be able to film my videos now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I do put out a new video, typically a project video, every Friday. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye!